This is 5-2 slope by formula. So on our review, we're going to say that this is a positive slope, this is a negative slope, this is a zero slope, and this is an undefined slope. So if I'm asked to calculate slope from a line, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glance at it, and I'm going to put some notes here. So slope is the change of y over the change of x. From a graph, I want to see how far up or down something goes, and then how far right. That is just how I always do it. I try not to go left. You can. It gives you the same answer. So I'm going to do A, going to look at it, and I'm going to just sketch it and say it's a negative slope. That's going to remind me at the very end to make sure when I did something, it has a negative answer. So I'm going to go down here till I'm even with the other dot, and that's 2 down. So 2 down. And then I'm going to go 5 right. Down is a negative, so that's -2 over 5, and that's your slope. If I look at B, B is a horizontal line, so I know my slope is 0. B, my slope is 0. Okay, when I have a slope of 0, I'm going to say hoi. Every time I say slope of 0, I'm going to say hoi, which means it's a horizontal line. Slope of 0, y equals a number. Y equals, and this is setting at -3. So here I found slope. Here I actually found slope, and then I found the equation of that line. That's another step that you can learn how to do. C, going up like this, so it's a positive slope. And I'm going to go 3 up, 3 right. Up is positive, right is positive. That is equal to 1. 1 can be written as 1 over 1, and I'm going to show that if you are on a crosshair, you go up 1, right 1, you get back on the line. Up 1, right 1, you get back on the line. D is like this. It's undefined. Anytime that you write undefined, you're going to write the acronym VUX. Stands for vertical line, undefined slope, x equals a number. And x is, and this is actually setting at x equals 8. So A and C, we found just the slope. B and D, we not only found the slope, but we found the equation of the line. Okay, what if no graph is given? What if you only know 2 points that the line goes through? Oh no! There is a formula, and what you can do is you can make a graph and replot it, or you can use the points. I am going to show you 2 different ways to do it. So change of y over change of x. I'll do one in blue and then one in red. This is the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The 2 signify a second point. Those come from the first point. So this is 7 minus 2 over 8 minus 5, which is 5 over 3, and that's your slope. The second way that I calculate slope is I don't do it by formula. I stack the numbers, and then I say the change of y is to add 5, and the change of x is to add 3, and I'm going down on both of these. You can go down on both, you can go up on both, you cannot go in a circle, and then it's the change of y over the change of x, and I end up with the exact same answer. Slope formula, given 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. Your slope is y2 minus y1. Okay, so here we go. Find the slope from 2 points. I'm going to label my points 2 and 1. My slope is 8 minus 3 over 4 minus negative 2, which is 5 over 6. Method 1. Pick whatever method you are comfortable with and that you can consistently get the right answers. Add 5, change of y's. Add 6, 5 over 6. To get from 3 to 8, I add 5. To get from negative 2, I add 6. 5 over 6 is my slope. Slope is the change of y over the change of x. These are my 2's. These are my 1's. 2 minus a negative 6 over negative 5 minus 7. You can label these points 1 and points 2 or points 2's and points 1's. It doesn't matter. I typically take the farther one to the right as the second point. Keep, change, flip. That becomes 8. Keep, change, flip. That becomes negative 12, which is negative 2/3. 7, negative 6, negative 5, 2. To get from negative 6 to 2, I add 8. To get from 7 to negative 12, 7 to negative 5, I subtract 12. 8 over negative 12 is negative 2/3. Same answer. Number 3. These are my second points. These are my first points. 2 minus 0 over 5 minus 1. No, sorry. So messed that up. That is 2 minus 2, which is 0 over 4. Anytime you have a numerator of 0 and a number in the bottom, that simplifies to 0. Once you have that, once you say 0 slope, you should continue on and say, if it just asks for slope, you stop there, but I'm going to keep going and do the equation. Horizontal line, slope of 0, y equals a number, y equals, and I'm going to look, every single y is 2. And so that would be the equation of that line. Okay, here we go. Oh, other way. Sorry, didn't do it this other method. To get from, you're at 2, get to 2, add 0, get to at 1, get to 5, add 4. Notice I'm putting my signs. It's 0 over 4, which is 0. Same thing. Okay, next one. Oh, these are 2's, these are 1's. 5 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 4 over 0. If you put that in the calculator, it will actually say 0. Sorry, it will say error. And the error means that that is an undefined slope. You are not allowed to divide by 0 in math. That's an undefined slope. You should also think that that's a vux. Vertical line, undefined slope, x equals a number. And I go x is, and it's 2 all the time. So now I have the equation of the line. If it asks for slope, you say undefined. If it asks for the equation of the line, you say x equals 2. Other method, add 4, add 0, 4 over 0 equals undefined. Equals undefined. Now, these are determine the value of r so that the line has the indicated slope. So what I'm going to do is I am going to m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and I have my m, 1/5, there's my 2's, there's my 1's, equals 5 minus 4 over r minus a negative 2, which is 1/5 equals 1 over r plus 2. I'm going to multiply both sides by r plus 2 and r plus 2. I'm also going, and that simplifies to 1. And then I multiply both sides by 5. So and those simplify to 1. So it becomes 1 times r plus 2 equals 1 times 5, which means r plus 2, I distributed the 1, but multiplying by 1 is an identity, and that's an identity. When I get to here, I say I'm at 2, I've got to get to 5, r equals 3. Okay, the other way I do it, if I'm going to do it the red method, it sometimes messes with signs. When it's a positive, it's easier than if it's a negative. So I'm still going to stack them. And then this is my change of y. So this goes plus 1, which that's true. And then this says I have to, whatever I'm doing from that number to here, I'm going to add 5. So I go -2 plus 5, and then that becomes a 3. So it's -2 plus 5. On here, you were saying, okay, how do I get there? And you put it here. This is, I got there by adding 5, so that has to be a 3. And so it's the same answer. When there's a negative, the red part will be a little bit trickier, but it still works. Okay, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. My -3/4 equals r minus 4 over -1 minus 3. -3/4 equals r minus 4 over -4. So I'm going to multiply this by -4 and this by -4. That becomes 1. I'm going to multiply this by 4 and this by 4, and that becomes 1. So you end up with 12 equals 4 times r minus 4. You can distribute, but when you have these, I would get in the habit of looking if this number outside a distributive is a factor of this, because I can say 3 equals r minus 4, and then I add 4, r equals 7. Okay, the red one gets a little bit tricky with negatives, but it still works. This is, I have to get to -3 and I have to get to 4. Well, if I do 3 plus 4, I got to 7, but this negative can be up top, it can be down bottom. So if I do 3 minus 4, I do get a -1, so this is a plus, and 4 plus 3 is 7, and I still have my 7. Your assignment that goes with this is you will have to identify the slope from a line. You'll have to identify slope from 2 points. You'll have to find a missing part of a coordinate giving 2 points and a slope, just like I just did. You'll have to find an equation given a table, and then some solving equations. If you have any questions, please let me know.